if you can fail fast, that you experimented, then we know that there are going to be some incredible companies disrupting industries.
Hey there, welcome to the AI Sidekick, the show designed to help you banish your AI anxiety. From Robin AI.
I'm Olivia Vaughan, Vice President of Legal at Robin AI, and I'm joined today by Trish. Trish, would love for you to introduce yourself, and thank you for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Olivia. It's always nice to come and see some of our kick-ass customers on How to Chat. What do you need to know about me? So I'm Tricia Troth. I lead the startup business in the UK and Ireland for AWS. I've been doing that for about 3 years, been with AWS for around 5. Our whole thing is how do we help awesome startups really just explode and achieve their full potential, which is why I'm delighted to be speaking to you today about all the things you've been doing as well.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Yes, as an AWS customer ourselves, we're delighted to have you here with us and to dig into really what AWS does for its customers. I guess to kick things off, I would love to ask you from your perspective working with AWS customers, what are the biggest challenges that your customers are facing when it comes to digital transformation, and what can leaders really do to assist here?
Okay, that's a great question. I think there's multiple facets to this as well, right? I think what I've observed, and it's less in startups and scale-ups actually, because they have a culture which is very much innovate, do it tomorrow, iterate, do it better the day after, which is always great and why we love working with them. But sometimes you can see kind of cultural and behavioral inertia. So it's a fear of change, a fear of what you don't understand or what it means and how you're going to adapt. You see that sometimes, and that can obviously lead to size and scaling issues and your ability to move quickly and capitalize on, the big opportunity that some of these transformative technologies, including AI, really represents. Another thing I think you see, it's the specialist resources and the engineers, right? Because the magic really happens with them when you're a product first or an AI first company. So do you have enough of that to really fulfill your scaling ambitions? One thing that's quite timely and interesting, so AWS published a report today called the Unlocking AI Report for the UK. It really does a deep dive on what's happening in the sector, what state is the UK in, what's going well, what isn't going well. And what was really interesting, 38% of the businesses that were surveyed as part of this actually said that an access to digital skills in AI is preventing them from being able to adopt it in the mainstream, which I was kind of staggered by, to be honest, but it really does put into singular focus some of the challenges they're facing. And around half of those, 46%, said that they reported that lack of skills has really slowed them down, essentially.
For sure. Those are really interesting numbers. One thing you touched on there, which I think we see with some of our potential customers as well, is that fear of change, implementation, adoption. I think choosing a vendor to partner with that will assist you with the implementation and have that kind of customer obsession that we know that AWS loves, Robin AI loves, is like really pertinent to the adoption of all of these AI tools as they go. So yeah, implementing AI, especially in these regulated sectors, some of which that we ourselves work with, as you know, can be a bit of a touchy subject almost.
I've seen this movie before.
Yes, sure. I think, do you have any top tips to teams looking to move on from that exploratory, experimental, like kind of almost dipping the toe in phase of AI, where I know that a lot of enterprises are right now, to moving on to those kind of real world use cases that they can adopt?
Yeah, and I think one of the things you touched on really resonated because I'm an Amazonian. I drank all the Kool-Aid when it came to customer obsession. But I think that customer relevance is absolutely critical. And you need to think about that in the context of the use case that you're taking to market, right? And, I'm going to give a little bit of praise to my fab customer, Robin AI here. We're here, why not? I think you guys are a really great example of that, right? Because you took a really complex problem that was highly, data intensive. It was pretty slow. It was quite a regulated industry. Like, how do you consolidate all of that kind of legal information and knowledge and make it rapid and accelerate, decision making off the back of that? And I think, you leverage the technology, you double down really hard. With us, it was a delight working with you guys. Our SageMaker team love working with you. Our Bedrock team love how experimental and innovative you are, which is great to see. And you took that compression time from all of the contractual reviews from days, months into minutes, hundreds of pages, right? And that is something that you can flow through your legal assistant that anyone, anywhere can use. So I think you took a really relevant customer problem and you came up with an incredibly quick and very UI intensive and friendly interface to solve for it. So I think that's a really good example. I think another one, because I saw Charlie earlier floating around here. So let's give them a big up as well. Tynes are an Irish customer because I cover the UK and Ireland. They're a nearly gilded unicorn. Those guys run mission critical workflows for big organizations and their customers. And they recently made a pivot into AI as well with their Gen AI offering Workbench. And effectively that enables their teams to use LLMs to get to proprietary data and manage the processes using natural language queries. And what was fascinating with this, they only launched it last year. It's only been live for like 6 months. They're one of the fastest growing unicorns that we're seeing in the UK, Irish, and EMEA markets. Yet despite that, 2/3 of their customer base have already adopted it. So that tells you everything you need to know just about the seismic potential of the influence that can have.
For sure. Well, thank you for the Robin AI shout out there. I feel like I should give ourselves a pat on the back. It's fantastic to hear about all these stories of success from the AWS startup customers that you have. Are there any others that you want to highlight here today?
God, you know what? There's so many. So many. We have thousands of customers. I think there's a couple that really stand out for me just because of the way they work, right? So one, they took a really big customer problem. I'm thinking about Zilch. So they're a double fintech unicorn in the UK, born and bred in the UK, driving the economy, doing all the great things for tech innovation. They're the only ad subsidized payment network to kind of reduce the cost of ownership for people as they're transitioning through their credit and journey. And the thing I love about them, they scaled to 4 million users like that, right? It was unbelievable. They were only like less than 3 years old when they did it, but they did it with a very AI first philosophy. They doubled down working with us and said, look, what can we do to really move the needle? And we started on a joint proposition with them from an Amazon SageMaker or Bedrock perspective to actually do personalized spending limits. So personalization on the customer end. Because when you're a customer, having to disseminate and understand all of that information when I don't know about you, I have about a minute a day with my phone to do my life admin. I wish it was more, but I don't have any time. And they were just able to personalize all of that. And they were processing insane amounts of data. Over 5 terabytes of data went into this. Over 500 million customer data sets went into this to create these recommendations. And they're onboarding something insane like 3,000 requirements a second and 80,000 new customers a month. It's just unprecedented scale and ambition. Mm-hmm. So they should get a big shout out for that ambition because they've just done a brilliant job there. And I think there's another one that I love working with. They were in one of the other rooms at the summit talking about their journey actually. And it's Somrai. So they're a Belfast startup in life sciences, a city very close to my heart. That's where my mum came from. So it's really great to see. It's just great to see their progress. And they effectively are precision medicine and detection for curing cancer. So before you do a biopsy, it could take weeks, it could take months to be able to ascertain what kind of cancer you had, the severity of your illness, and what your treatment should be. And these guys are doing it all leveraging AI models. And it has reduced that time. It's a 50% increase in productivity in terms of that model resolution. Mm-hmm. So that's just accelerated detection so fast. They've reduced errors by like 5x in the model, and they're saving like 20,000 sterling every time they run an experiment, which means it all gets reinvested back in to helping people find and cure more cancer. It's an awesome customer story.
That's a really amazing example.
That would aim that.
Wow, that's an amazing real world, like tangible example of where AI is not just like improving efficiency by that time reduction, right? But the 5x reduction in errors, that is insane, and it's literally life changing.
Yeah.
And I think it's those stories that really highlight the benefit and the importance of AI and what it can actually achieve in our lifetime.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we're seeing a real emergence as well in regulated industries. AI, a year ago when I was having conversations, people will be like, oh, we want to experiment. But I don't want to be the first one to do it. Are you crazy? And now we're really seeing that proliferation of people across all industries willing to double down. We've got you guys working in legal tech. You've got people like Zilch and Fintech, Sonrai in life sciences. But then if you also look at other customers, we've got Phytoform as well. And they're a big sustainability tech player, using big models to help them effectively drive food sustainability and longevity. And they've done incredibly well. They were part of our Compute for Climate Fellowship, and where we kind of take them on an accelerator, get them access to credits and business, technical and commercial support. But those folks are actually going on to change the entire life cycle of the food production timeline. I mean, they were literally growing tomatoes and potatoes in a lab based on a machine learning algorithm. And they had like a 400% yield increase. And it accelerated that from 3 cycles of growth. I don't know why I know this about tomatoes, but apparently I'm a fanatic. 3 cycles of growth down to 1, which is just unbelievable. And they were much less resilient and much more resilient on drought as well, because that's what kills all of our crops in the world at the moment because of climate changes. So it's just an unparalleled opportunity here for AI.
Definitely a super relevant example right now with Back Company as well. You touched on there in your answer about some of the support that you offer to startups who are innovating in the AI space. Do you want to give us some more examples of how you're helping?
God, where to start?
Where do we not help?
How do we not help? We're amazing. You know what? I'd like to say that any of our customers that work with us say that we are fully in the trenches with them, whether that is the technical, the business, the commercial, the VCBD and go-to-market support. We are a team of former founders and key ecosystem players, and we come in every single day with one mission, right? Let's run the team, let's get them to the next unicorn, and let's help all of our startups achieve their full potential. So that's our mindset going in. We run a number of programs at AWS. We had the Generative AI Accelerator last year. We had the Compute for Climate Accelerator that I just mentioned. And that effectively provides specialist and SME guidance on how you get your model into production, how you can scale it quickly, getting access from a go-to-market support in the acquisition of new customers and expanding into new markets. And most importantly, there's another program that helps with this too called Activate. It's our flagship credit program. We know that startups are time poor, resource poor, and ordinarily are incredibly cost conscious because they are doing impossible things with tiny teams and really tiny amounts of funding. So we really try and help with that by providing credits to really get them experiment. And if you can fail fast, but you experimented, then we know that there are going to be some incredible companies disrupting industries coming out the other side.
For sure. What you said there about being in the trenches with your customers, I mean, partnering with you guys, we have really felt that, right? We've been innovating together as a team and it's been super amazing.
I'm glad to hear. The team's just over there.
You can point over. Thank you, guys. Okay, just to round this off and end on a fun question. And if you had a magic wand and you could make an AI product do anything in the world, what would it be?
Oh God, that's hard. But anyone who knows me knows that, so I have 2 Cocker Spaniels, Bobby Dazzler and Goose. They are our UK team kind of mascots as well, and they are completely and utterly insane. I would really love to know what they are thinking. So anyone who's out there who is able to create an AI that actually means you can converse with your pets, I am 100% your first person that's going to buy that.
Okay, amazing. First customer in the door. I would love to know what my dog thinks about me.
I do. Do you actually like me, or is this really about biscuits?
Absolutely. Very strong names on your dog, Vaughan. Cute. You're more than welcome. Well, thank you so much, Trish, for joining us here today. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. It's great to meet you.
Thanks for tuning into the AI Sidekick. I hope you're now feeling more confident about implementing AI into your business. If you found today's conversation valuable, be sure to subscribe and share it with your colleagues. For more insights or to see how Robin AI can help you make contracts simple, check out robinai.com. See you next time.